What is up, beautiful people? It is your boy Ray, and yes, this is another episode of This Week in Reselling After Dark. But before we get into this episode particularly, things get real spicy. So I wanted to put that out there before you got on here, and I know this is the After Dark episode, but this one's the spiciest one ever. So parental discretion is advised. If you have little ears around the room when you're listening to this or in the car, again, parental discretion is advised. Jride, I blame Ken. But a great episode nonetheless, but I just wanted to get that out there. Make sure, guys, to do us a favor. Hit the like button on this video because it does help the video get out into the eBay algorithm. And hit the like, of course, and then it's going to hit the subscribe and leave a comment. Leave a comment because it does help. Leave a comment. It does help. So without further ado, the spiciest After Dark episode ever. Let's get into it. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of This Week in Reselling After Dark. And we are joined today with Jride Jake. Jride Jake? Can we call you that? Jake?
He said Jakey Poo.
Jakey Poo.
Yeah.
And we got two of the best co-hosts on the planet. We have Joe with I'd Flip That.
Hello? What?
Can you hear us?
Best co-host?
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
We got Brendan, Big Time Flips.
I
And
agree with
Kristen is actually in Dubai right now, but we do have a special guest host.
that. Yes. Oh, yeah? Oh!
What?
Ken,
Yeah.
SSK promo coming in.
No.
What is up, fellas? Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to be here. Good to see you, Jake. Jride.
Appreciate it. Good to see you too.
For sure. I've been
Ken was in the
listening
back room the whole
background.
time for the first episode.
Did you just
Was
get
he
done
really?
with 10 versus 10?
I did.
Did you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Good show. It was fun.
Yeah. So, Ken, let's catch you up a little bit. So we talked about
Yes.
Jake, about, how he got into reselling. This is Mormon missionary, his pest control stuff. Touched a little bit on district, and this is the After Dark episode, so all holds bars go crazy here. Are you wearing a turtleneck today, Ken?
I'm always wearing a mock
keep that-
turtleneck.
Gotta
Always
keep
the
that
mock.
neck nice and warm.
That's right. You gotta
But
check your neck.
Are
check
turtlenecks
your neck.
turtlenecks back or what? Are they back in style?
Is what
Nobody
back in
knows.
style?
Say doesn't know. Is that silence?
Turtlenecks.
Definitely no.
Jake, you know how they have like grandma core and grandpa core and all that?
Yeah.
We need to make a Ken SSK promo core.
Ken
so
core.
with the
Ken core.
with the cabbie hat, the turtleneck, and whatever he's doing, coordination of the color T-shirt to whatever he's doing.
Oh yeah.
So if it's Valentine's Day, it's either red or a pink shirt. If he's on a Whatnot show, it's a yellow shirt. What else, Ken? What else
You gotta
is
get
Ken
some
cool?
ASMR in there
Well,
too.
you know-
like when the card opens, he'll say something.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, whatever. If there's a holiday, I just had my pinks on here recently with Valentine's Day, and I try to be festive and fun with it. Today I got on my band Feel,
The band
Yeah.
feel.
the band Feel shirt, one of the hottest, newest rock bands out there on tour right now. So, and we're gonna get to hang out with them this weekend, next week.
Ooh, nice.
Good stuff.
So it's like we need to ask them if we can use one of their songs for the intro of the podcast and not get copyrighted.
Or they just make up a new song for us.
Yeah. There you
Joe.
go. There you go.
Think
Okay.
about it, right?
Just a little
I
jingle,
will
just
be-
like a little
Yeah,
3-second, 5-second jingle.
No. We like 30 seconds. We need to talk
Ooh.
about Ray and Joe and Brendan and Kristen and the special guest of the
Ooh,
day.
but then retention will drop off. So
Yeah, that's true.
I
We can-
will.
we can
I
make it
will
like a
talk
video.
to them.
Like like how Family Matters and we all like come in
Run on
and
the couch.
shows all of
Yeah.
you guys on these little screens.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
That's
make it
cool.
work.
Yeah, I'll be hanging out with them this weekend and some next week, and I'll be seeing Brendan next week as well.
Really?
Mhm.
Yes.
Dang.
So
See,
excited about that.
Next
that's
weekend.
that's our little community, Jake. See, we always talk with each other and try to. That's why you need to come to Nashville in April. Hang out with your boys.
We're thinking about it.
Definitely.
Yeah, we got some
We might be able to
some
make it.
pasteurized eggs that you can have. We can
There you
load
go.
you up.
I'll bring you 3 eggs.
50-cent fee though on top.
Yeah.
No fee.
And
for
we
you.
should
No
put
fee,
eggs in
no
the
fee for
swag
you,
bags.
Jride. Yeah, we'll put some eggs in the swag bag.
Yeah,
Just
1
drop,
each.
Drop in there, hard boiled eggs. So you have to eat 10 eggs a day to get your protein in. How does Jride like his eggs?
Oh, no, I like all sorts of eggs. So I eat them scrambled, sunny side up. I love boiled eggs. Put a little salt on it, and
You just
Yeah.
man, your farts
You,
must be
now, are you
lethal, man.
coloring? Are you coloring these hard-boiled eggs first? You know, like
oh, of course, yeah.
get a festive East. Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
do like a blue and purple for my second worst
Yeah.
NBA team.
Who's the
Utah
first?
Jazz.
First, yeah.
The Wizards have only won 10 games.
Oof.
The Jazz have won 14.
So tickets got to be crazy cheap then for the Jazz.
Dude, so like they do these like analyses on basketball games, and the Jazz have the top attendance for a bottom 5 team in NBA history, and second place isn't even close. So like we're like ultra loyal. So even if our team sucks, it's still like sold out almost every night.
What's another sport? Like I know you have the Utes, but like do they have a hockey team in Utah?
Yeah, they just started. So the hockey team is so new. It's called the Utah Hockey Club, and we're all voting on what we're going to call it. So this is
it's like NHL, like
Yep, it's the first year in the NHL. We just barely got the team to come to Utah this year, so it's pretty
See,
exciting.
which is a great strategy too, because they can sell all this jersey, all this merch
Yep.
with the Utah Hockey Club. Have that for a year or two,
Yeah.
then boom, and that's just.
And then
it's a
20
great
years from now,
great marketing
Utah Hockey
decision.
Club stuff is going to be worth.
oh, it's gonna be
$400.
fire.
Yes.
Is it? Are they keeping the purple and the like that color scheme?
Yeah, so
that's
it's very similar to Utah Jazz, very similar, but not exactly the same. So
Do you have any vintage Jazz hats or like gear or anything?
yeah, so I had season tickets to the Utah Jazz. I lived in northern Utah from until like 8th grade, and then we moved to southern Utah. And so when we lived up north, we had season tickets, and my dad and I would go to games 2 hours before, so we could watch them shoot around.
Yeah.
And then on their way into the locker rooms, we'd hold stuff out for them and hope that they would sign it. And Andre Karolinko, I was like 6, and my sister was like 3, and Karolinko like kind of grabbed my sister and put her on the floor next to him, and then he let me come down. And he's 6'11", so he like got all the way down like this and took a picture with us and then signed it. So I have a ton of stuff like that, and like I have a picture with Darren Williams at a barbecue, so that was pretty cool. 11-year-old Jake was in heaven. Good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure.
Not that.
Yeah.
So I was just looking here. Are we gonna go with the Yetis as one of the?
I think. Okay, so
Uh-oh.
you guys
That's a
ready for
topic.
some? You guys ready for some deep Utah culture here? It's about to get.
Yes.
I'm ready. You know what's
So-
funny, Jake? So before you get into it, I started this NCAA school, and I've been playing through the NCAA game, and I made up a team called the Flip U University
There
Yetis.
you go.
We play in my reseller Genie Field. Ken's our quarterback,
Can you need
and Joe's our fullback. Brendan's our cornerback, and Kristen's our
The Yetis.
coach.
Oh, you got the jersey ready to go. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Look at
flip
that.
that.
That,
Good
those
stuff.
are sweet.
So are
Those
we
are
wearing
sweet.
those to the meetup? Like
Oh,
the
dude, you know I'll be wearing mine.
I was gonna
to the
say
meetup.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
bring mine. Yeah.
All right. You guys ready to learn about one of the weirdest
Let's do it.
subculture things you've ever heard in your life?
Yes.
So they're
Yes.
having us vote for like the name of this team. I think it's down to like Yetis and Outlaws, but they had like 10. But so as we talked about in the last episode, the majority of my state is Mormon. And one of our principles is that we do not have sex until we're married. We only have sexual relationships to our spouse, right? Well, everyone's really great at justifying getting around the rules. So there's this thing called soaking.
I know
Oh
You guys ever heard
Lord,
of
this is the After Dark episode.
I
so
know
Oh,
let's
this is
do it.
the After Dark.
I know what it is.
It is.
I know where this is going.
This is the weirdest subculture thing you guys will ever hear in your life. So, apparently, you guys ready? This is gonna get weird.
We're ready. Let's go.
Oh,
So, some people have said that as long as you're not having sex, God will like deem you as not breaking the commandments. So, a ton of people my age and younger, they will. They will. It's called soaking. It's called soaking. Some people call it docking, but it's where
Docking.
you dock the ship, and it sits there, but it doesn't go upstream, as they say.
Can you have like somebody else jump on the bed though?
So
Yeah.
this is a famous story. About 5 years ago, the BYU football team went to a party, and one guy laid on a mattress with a girl, and
It was soaking.
he was soaking. And then
Docking.
his teammate got under the bed and pushed the bed up and down to create the gyration motion, and it wasn't the football player doing it, so he wasn't committing a sexual act. He was just soaking, and so he still feels like he can, still feels like he's obeying that commandment. It's wild. So they
Hey, talk about bro. Talk about a guy that's willing
right
to.
there.
Yeah, that's bro.
So they did the
Take
top.
one
They
for
did
the
the
team.
10 on Twitter. They said these are the top 10 names that we want to go with, and then they had a write-in option.
Oh
And
no.
Yetis with second place got 18% of the vote, and then if you combine the Utah Soakers or Super Soakers,
Super
that write-in vote got like 82% of the vote.
Whoa.
Oh,
I love that.
That was the number one.
Yeah,
I like
so
Super
everyone voted to make the Utah Hockey Club the Utah Soakers, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be Yetis.
I
And the
love
best
Super
part-
Soakers. That's great.
The Super Soakers is crazy.
But yeah, dude, it's so wild, and like it's just so weird that like if you give a rule, it's just like on eBay. It's like, hey, we're not going to charge fees on shipping. Okay, sweet. I'll sell my items for 1 penny, $75 shipping to get around. That's just human nature, and so it's like, oh, well, we can't have sex. So as long as I don't gyrate, I'm not the one committing the act. So yeah, soaking, yeah, we're good to go. It's so stupid.
New rule on eBay: no docking, zero.
No docking, zero soaking on eBay.
And that's the thing. It's like there's probably old people that were looking at this. Did they realize? Do they know what that means? They're like, oh wow, soaking. Wow, what's the soaking thing?
But like back in
I
the
love that.
70s. So my parents said that people all the time would meet. So in St. George, where they lived, we're like 90 minutes away from Vegas. And people would meet at parties. They'd run down to Vegas, get married, have sex. So that way it was to your legal spouse, and then get divorced the next morning. Because they're like, oh, yeah. No.
Oh snap!
So stupid.
So they'll like annul the marriage real quick.
Yeah, they'll get married. So that way they can, like legally and according to God's law, have sex and still feel good about, obeying the commandments. So weird, dude. Some people's children.
Man, I have 6 annulments. I don't know about you guys, but
That's probably common. Do they ask you like when you go and get married, like how many annulments have you had, or have you had any annul?
Yeah. So like this, even though like this is more of just like a funny joke. I do know people personally who have done like soaking and stuff. It's very, 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 very small. Like not a lot of people do it, but it blows up on TikTok and Instagram and stuff. The people that would go get married in the 70s and then get divorced is less than 1%, but it sure gets talked about, so it's funny.
So you tapped into the soaking community?
Yeah. I'll tell you what though,
I'm not a super soaker.
You gotta have some willpower for you to be there and not do anything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like no one's gonna get in there and then just like, oh yeah, this is great.
This is good enough.
Yeah.
This is good enough.
Yeah, they need that fullback behind them underneath the mattress.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
There you go,
You,
Joe.
Come on.
Joe's the bro.
Yeah.
Joe, will you push a mattress for me? I mean, are we that close?
Jump on a
You push
mattress.
a mattress.
somebody gets caught cheating. I wasn't cheating. I was just soaking. I
Yeah,
mean,
see,
you
yeah,
know?
for real. Big
It's
difference.
wild.
Big difference.
Dude, it is the wildest thing you'll ever hear. So funny.
That's amazing.
I think
I can't
is that
believe-
really, did that really blow up on TikTok?
Yeah. No, dude, guys, this is the After Hours show, right?
This
Yeah,
is it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's a spike in Provo, Utah, of what's it called? Sexually transmitted disease in girls' armpits, because it's not sex if it's in the armpit.
Oh my god.
So that's a trend that's kind of spreading right now too. It's so stupid, man.
Where
It's just like dude, like
you can't
That's a
have
heck
sex
of a lady.
anyway.
That's a heck of a lady, though, right?
well, it's
You
just
know.
like, dude, just have sex, man. Like, just if you're gonna do that, just come on.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
you
so stupid.
can't have sex. So where are they getting the disease in the first place?
Well, I guess
I
you can
know-
get
I
somewhere
understand.
else.
I
I'm sure you can
understand.
do crabs somewhere and get it in there.
Okay, right, but
Non-Mormon
it's gross
penis,
stuff.
I guess that's where they go.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say that? I don't know.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I understand
It's derailed already. So
I already stand being hard up, man, but I'm not fucking
That's-
armpit. Like I'm not
That's
doing
hard up.
that.
That's hard up.
oh, Brendan, you're out of prison. Good job.
I am.
Yeah, served your sentence.
Yeah. Got out of really good behavior.
What about the knee pit, Brendan?
No, that's just not gonna happen.
Oh
That's-
man,
or like combine the feet. No,
there you go.
no, absolutely not.
That's crazy. That's
So-
So reselling. No, I was kidding.
Yes.
It was already out of control.
Wait, wait. Ray, when we do
I'm not doing any of that.
No.
So-
when we have our college hockey reseller team, can we name it the Soakers?
the super soakers, my
Yeah,
friend.
Super
Super-
soakers.
Super
Yeah,
soakers.
super
I
soakers.
don't
Dude,
think.
honestly-
do they have that?
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
you can create a team.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly,
That's
the
crazy.
Utah Hockey Club, I don't think it's a bad name.
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's actually like aesthetically, it's pretty cool. I like it, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna
It's
beat
like
the
a
Yetis, which is
soccer-
cool. I like the Yetis.
They have a soccer team there.
Yeah, Real Salt
MLS
Lake.
team. Oh yeah, they're good.
We're actually in the conference championship tonight. We're actually going
Yeah.
to that game. So
Oh,
Oh,
nice. Yeah, they're good.
uh-huh.
The maroon jersey. I'm trying to remember.
It's like dark red and navy blue.
Yeah. They were really good not too long. What was it? They're usually pretty good, right?
We're usually a top 10 team. These last few years we've been a top 5. So
Yeah. Oh yeah, their jerseys are
What-
dope too. With the mountain.
yeah.
Do they play in the same league as the Columbus Crew? I don't.
Yeah, it's the
Would that be
MLS.
the same professional league?
MLS. Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, none of this. So
Yeah. This jerseys are sick.
Yeah, and then it's room. So the owner of the Utah Jazz, his name is Ryan Smith. He just barely acquired the Jazz 3 years ago. Now he's making the hockey team this year, and he says he's not stopping until we get a Major League Baseball team as well. So,
Oh, everyone wants a baseball team. We want a baseball team too.
dude, Utah, he's like, and Dwayne Wade is bought into ownership of the Utah Jazz. He also owns part of the Utah hockey team as well. So they're trying to bring in the major sports to Utah, which I'm pumped about.
except football, everybody's going to the Raiders or Las Vegas or whatever.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
the Raiders.
Okay.
Are all of the teams centered around like the same area? Like they would move the baseball team into the same city and the hockey and
Yeah, it's
Soccer's
all
all
in
in
it's all
same-
in Salt Lake County. So Salt Lake is just this huge valley, and I think just in the Salt Lake Valley there's like 1.2 million people or something like that.
Oof.
No wonder your thrift store's on fire.
Yeah.
Got a lot of rich people here too. So
That helps. That does.
Why
help.
Why is that?
I don't. So like honestly, they like do documentaries and stuff. So like the way that we're brought up in the Mormon Church, like I learned a lot of just like, going door to door and talking to people about Jesus for 2 years and all that rejection and it's like very structured. So you learn a lot about how to work hard and how to face rejection and how to keep a schedule. We go to sleep at 10:30 and we get up at 6:30 on our missions, no excuses. And so you just like create these really good habits, and they translate over to business really well. So, you know,
Sure.
just a lot of
that makes
just a lot of
sense.
hardworking guys and gals out here for sure.
A lot of disciplined people there.
Yeah, and just like
So-
everywhere else, there's a lot of people that are lazy, and but
Yeah. Would you say that you're a disciplined person?
yeah, these last few months have been rough, but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So for the people that are listening, let's give them some practical things, because sometimes I struggle with being disciplined, especially with like social media and all that stuff. What are some good, tangible tips, tricks that could help a person right now that is listening to make sure they're listing all their items, shipping on time, even creating social media content if they want to do that, because like you were saying before, your health issue that you were having, Jake, you were doing 4 videos a week. That's a lot.
Yeah. No, I can talk about this stuff for hours. This is the stuff that I'm really passionate
Let's
about.
do it.
Business in general. Got the
Ready to
notebook
take
out.
notes.
Yeah.
So what's really cool is like a good thing can become like a bad thing. And so it's a really good thing to say, I'm going to list 25 items a day every single day. And so you just list 25. But what happens is you list 7, and then you're like, wait, how many have I listed? And you go back, you count, okay, I did 7. And then magically Instagram opens, and you're on your phone.
Yeah.
You lose 18 minutes. Then you get back into it, and you list like 7 or 9 more, and you're like, oh, wait, how many am I at? 15? Okay. And then you get sucked into TikTok or whatever. One of the best practices is just do things for 90 minutes straight. Especially like us, we're content creators. So a lot of times we try to like list items and do shipping and then like come up with video ideas and like record ourselves doing these things, and it just gets all mushed together. And I've been like this my whole life. Like I'm like, okay, if I can get 3 things done in an hour, then I got 3 things done instead of 1. But I've read many books and studies that productivity goes up 500% if you only do one task instead of doing A and then B and then D and then C and then back to A and then D and then B. If you just do A and completely obliterate A, you will do it 500%, 5 times faster. So what I recommend doing is instead of listing 25, just list for 90 minutes. Some days you're going to get 25, some days you're going to get 40, some days you're only going to get 13. But don't do anything but list for 90 minutes, and you will make significantly more money. You'll be happier. You'll have less overstimulation and anxiety and all this stuff too. So I like to block out. I'm going to list for 90 minutes. Now I'm going to do only TikTok videos for 90 minutes. And I'm going to do 90 minutes of YouTube and take good breaks, go to the gym, walk your dog, eat some eggs, all that good stuff.
Now, Jake, can you get a hold of my girlfriend and tell her that multitasking is overrated?
Oh man,
Because
super is. I'll tell her.
we go round and round about that.
Yeah. No, yeah, the studies are ultra clear. And they even did studies on people that have ADHD and who consider themselves multitaskers. And they did extensive studies. And yeah, it doesn't matter what skills you think or may not have. You are just 500% more productive if you do things A and then B and then C. It's pretty nice. But it's really hard because we work from home. We pick our own schedules, and we love how liberating our job is. And if we tell ourselves, "Oh, I have to do this 90-minute block," it's like you have a boss, and isn't that what we were escaping in the first place?
Yeah, nobody
But
wants.
Yeah.
I promise, if you guys just do, I'm talking to the audience, if you guys just do like a 90-minute block of something, you can literally do nothing for the next hour and still get more done in that 90 minutes plus hour break than you would have gotten done in 5 hours. It's that different.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I'm not
set
a
like a-
multitasker, but I'm also not focused
Mhm.
on stuff. It's like I'm doing those other things not as a productive multitask. I'm just doing them because I bounce around. My brain goes from different places to different places. So I like that. I like that strategy.
I think you just need to- What's that?
Oh, sorry, I got a call and I think I went off screen for a second.
Oh, it's all good. But no, I think everybody does that though. It's like, man, it's like, oh, I did this many. I need a little break, and then 5 minutes turns into 20 minutes, and then
I mean, how nerdy do you guys want to get?
real nerdy.
I'm before we get real nerdy, I just want to Ken, Brendan, Joe, I'm just curious to see what your processes are when you're listing, shipping, all that. Like, I know Brendan and Ken are full time, and Joe's part time. So I'm just curious to see what y'all's process is with that. Like, do you set 90 minutes, or are you just kind of like, all right, I got 20 minutes here, I got 20 minutes here? How does that work for y'all?
I just kick it out. Like any of my listings I got, like I don't like to have a death pile. I list it all in like one time. So like I like to just get it over with, and then I'll move on to like, say if I'm doing listings or what do you call it, voiceovers for Amazon, then I'll move on to that. But like I just like to get it, like all my shipping, I'll do it at one time. Like I don't know, I just like to get it over with, because if I don't, like, it bothers me.
You just knock it out.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm trying to I do the things that I have to do first. Like each day, usually I've got stuff to ship, and so that's one of my first tasks. After I'm up and ready in the morning, I do that shipping first, because I have to do that for the day with the 1 day shipping turnaround time. Then from there, I try to focus on whatever task is going to make me money, which is usually listing something. Might be prepping a whatnot show. It might be something along those lines, something that is going to give me money in return. And then from there, the rest of the day is just doing those other things, those maintenance things. You always have stuff to clean, stuff to test, stuff to do, along those lines, comping out different items. So I try to focus on what I have to do for the day, then what is going to make me money, and then move on to other things. Now, that doesn't always happen, and I do bounce around a lot, or I do a lot of busy work, things that make it seem like I'm being productive, but not so much.
Like what?
Like, oh, I'm going to go into my eBay store, and I'm going to shuffle some inventory around. I'm going to set up a sale. I'm going to do this and that. All of those things are things that make money. But if I was just actively listing items right then, that's going to be more of a return to me than just some of that busy work where, at the end of the day, I feel like, oh yeah, I did all of these things, but I didn't get as much listed as I should, or get a show prepared. I'm always behind with everything.
That's how I feel too. I feel
I want to be, I still have, let's say, for example, when I say I'm always behind, it's the end of February coming up here. I still have winter coats, winter clothing, that sort of stuff.
It is the end of February.
Should have been listed. It is the end of February. That's right. That I should have had listed, should have done. I should already be way into my Easter and spring and all of those things, but I'm not there because I piddle around. And some of those freedoms, like, Jake had said, as, being full time, you kind of, I don't know, take advantage of that. And it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if I get up first thing in the morning and I can work later in the day because I have these freedoms. And then the day gets past you and you're either staying up way too late, ruining your day for tomorrow. So it's with me, it's a kind of a vicious cycle of, but I love this, setting that block of time, 90 minutes. That's it. That's all I'm going to do. And I think that's a strategy I'm going to try to adopt once I get those tasks that I have to do for the day. That shipping, I got to ship every day. So
how many hours a month do you dedicate to eating mac and cheese?
I just had mac and cheese yesterday for dinner, and it takes about 8 minutes for the water to boil them. It's 20 minutes, and then eat. I'd probably say I don't eat it every day, but I'm saying probably 4 hours a week or so dedicated to just mac and cheese. Because it's the cheesiest.
Yeah. The cheesiest.
I'm probably at about 9 or 10 hours a week on eggs. So.
Oh yeah, with 10 eggs at serving, man, got to
10 eggs a pop. So what about you, Joe?
Well, first I was going to ask Brendan, do you have like, let's say you want to list everything. Do you have, I mean, you list everything one day, the next day you don't have stuff, you're running to the bins, right?
I'm going to bins, or I'm either like doing stuff for like a Walmart shipment, or I'm doing Amazon stuff.
I'm just saying, like, are you listing every single day on eBay, or are you saving some of them as a draft bank?
No, I don't list every day, but I try to, but I don't.
Okay.
So that's kind of
do you have a draft bank, or are you are you listing every day as well? In case
those... Monday through Friday we draft 40 and we launch 25 every single day.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I just list in the morning and then ship my stuff out around, package it up about 1, 2 o'clock, hoping a few more come in before I go and run to the post office. And if I have time, I'll list some more or organize some junk or whatever like that. I mean, I have plenty of inventory because here in Minnesota, Jake, I mean, I don't know how garage sales are, but summer I'm just gather, and then I just have enough for the winter, which
like a little squirrel.
Yep. Exactly. Yep.
Shout out to Chris.
A rural squirrel.
That's a pet peeve of mine is like, man, you going to I'm at the post office or I'm on the way to the post office and I get another sale. I'm like, man, why couldn't you buy this 10 minutes ago?
Yep. Exactly. It seems to happen. Sometime if I'm not getting any sales, I'll just get in a car and drive around. Like drive to the post office. Get a sale. Get into something else,
Right.
Ken's like, I've been trying 3.5 hours, nothing's happening.
I went to my little post office, I call it a mini ship. It's kind of like yours, Ken.
Yeah.
Where I drop off all my packages. There was a sign there, and I'm good friends with them. There was a little sign that they have, and they said, "We will no longer accept more than 10 quantities of USPS mail going forward." And I read it, and I was like, "What's the deal with this?" And he's like, "Don't worry about it." It's like, there's this girl, they said, that sells on Whatnot. And what she does is the big stuff that she doesn't want to ship, because she'll buy pallets and stuff. She'll just bring it to them, put the print off the label and just say, just put it in a box and put the label on it. And one day I went in there and there was probably 20 items that they needed to box up. And of course they'll charge her for the boxes and stuff, but they don't want to do that every day.
Yeah.
And that's why they did that little sign so she would quit doing that. But I don't know.
Well, yeah, I guess if you're willing to take out of your profit to have somebody else throw it in a box.
Yeah. But Jake, let's get down to the nitty-gritty here. Let's get into the weeds.
Yes.
All right, you guys want the science or the art tip?
Science rules, so I'll go with science.
Let's go.
Science?
I believe in science. Shout out to Nacho Libre.
Hey guys, it's about to get really nerdy. I really enjoy this stuff. So, if you want to get more work done every day, you can train your body to just naturally want to do more work and have more discipline. But we aren't good at that in this society right now because of TikTok and TV, all of these screens, all of these things taking all of our attention away from us. So there's this awesome molecule and chemical in our bodies called dopamine. And you can train your body to secrete dopamine to reward effort instead of just reward. So what the coolest thing that I've learned recently, though, is every time that our body secretes dopamine, it also secretes another chemical. Oh man, I just forgot the name of it. 1 second. Called prolactin.
Oh, okay.
Prolactin. So the food industry understands this really well, and that's why we're all getting fatter and fatter. So when
I'm over here munching on fudge from Angie Resells over here.
There you go. So when you take a bite of that fudge, dopamine is released because you are giving yourself that reward, which is pleasurable. And then prolactin is the exact opposite, which is your pain sensory, and it is released at the exact same time. So when you are eating fudge, it's pleasurable to you through the dopamine, but it's also telling you we want more of this, so I'm going to subconsciously make it painful, so that way you seek more of it, so you don't stop giving us this dopamine. So the second that you take a bite of a Lay's chip, you're not even thinking about the pleasure of the Lay's chip in your mouth. You're thinking about the next Lay's chip in the bag that you're going to consume, and that's what makes you fat and unhappy, right? So you can do the same thing with listing on eBay. Is instead of, you can make it so you enjoy listing the next item and doing more work, but it takes a lot of work into making sure that you are disciplined and not just wasting all your time on fudge and TikTok, right?
So when I'm soaking, I should be thinking about the next time I'm going to soak.
Exactly. No, so that's not what you should do. It's just what ends up happening in our bodies.
So how does one train yourself to want to list the next item or want to?
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because a lot of people say that they enjoy the art of listing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So one of the easiest ways to do this is by, I don't know the technical term for it, but it's mixing up your reward. Okay. So you're never actually going to receive pleasure from listing, but you can receive pleasure from saying, if I list 10 items, I'll have a piece of fudge. And that's good short term, but it's not good long term. But the best way to do this is you delay or you mix up how often you reward yourself. So if you list 10 items and then you eat fudge every 10 items, eventually you're just going to stop listing and just go straight for the reward. But if you list 10 items and then have some fudge, and then list 10 items, and then just list another 10 instead, and delay that reward, then your body will start to recognize, okay, I don't know when the reward is coming, but I know it comes after doing this action. I'm willing to just do it as long as I need to get that reward. And then you can start doing hundreds of listings, and you don't even have to reward yourself every single day. I was reading this study that a lot of the reason why people burn out on social media is because they are constantly rewarding how many followers they get. It's like, oh, I just got 10,000 followers. I'm going to celebrate by doing a giveaway. Oh, I just got 50,000, 20,000, 100,000. And most of those people don't make it to 1 million because they're rewarding themselves too often and they're not enjoying getting the followers. They're just enjoying the dopamine and reward that comes from doing the action. But me, for example, I didn't even know I was doing this, but I've never celebrated hey, I have 10,000 followers, 50,000 followers. It's just kind of a null thing to me. And scientifically, it's actually beneficial for me, which is cool.
So you just don't care.
So it's just someone, people always say oh, congrats on 50,000 subscribers. And oh, I didn't know I hit that. Thanks. Great.
Because what is the why is different for you for you don't want a big following, but it just comes organically. But the reason you're doing it is to maybe be creative or educate people or what is it, Jake?
So there's another chemical that's even cooler than dopamine called serotonin. And serotonin, so dopamine is a reward and pleasure drug, where serotonin, so dopamine is released to constantly make you seek pleasure, and serotonin is released to make you find pleasure in what you already have. And usually you receive serotonin through meditation, journaling, and prayer. So it's really cool, me being a religious person, growing up a Mormon. We learned very early on in age, when I feel scared and I pray to God, I feel better. When I lost my wallet and I'm thinking about all the different, where could it be? If I just pray, I become calm and I'm able to think through what I'm doing and find my wallet a lot quicker. And that's because through prayer and meditation, serotonin is released. So when you don't care about the reward, you just care about having peace, you'll just have more drive to stay motivated and do more work. And that is through what you were just saying, which is your why. So if you have a weak why, you will get far less done because you're just seeking that 20,000 followers or $20,000 or Lamborghini. But if you are seeking I want financial peace for my spouse and my future kids. It doesn't matter how much you're making, it matters how much effort you're putting into it. So here's the art
I
behind that.
like it.
There it is.
That's the science. The art is, here's a really dumb societal practice that we have. Sorry I'm talking so much, but
I love it.
if
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Hey, you're the guest, man.
if I say that Joe is a smart guy, I'm considered a good person for saying he's smart. If I say that Brennan is
Or
good at his
delusional.
job,
Yeah, one of the
if I
two.
say that Brennan is good at his job, I'm considered a good guy for noticing that and complimenting him.
I'm
If
not.
I say that Ray is a handsome guy,
Oh,
I'm
look at
considered a
this
bad
guy.
person.
Look
I'm
at
considered a
you.
bad person because I'm lying. But no.
Oh.
No. But for some reason in society, when I compliment others, I'm considered a good person. But when I compliment myself, I'm arrogant and cocky and a bad person.
Yeah.
And so we are constantly being trained to not like ourselves, to be mean to ourselves, and to
Ooh.
become depressed and anxious. The second that I say, I am really smart and intelligent and I'm good at my job, oh, this Jride kid is arrogant, and, you know.
Screw this guy.
Exactly. And so we are
Yeah.
constantly treating ourselves awful, and we're taking away our peace, our serotonin, and we are just leaving ourselves with, well, the only way that I'm going to feel good about myself is if I eat fudge or if I scroll through 39 TikToks in 2 minutes, because it's hit after hit after hit after hit of dopamine. But if you can say, you know what? I appreciate myself. I worked really hard today, and I love the hard worker that I am. I love that I'm actually good at my job and I'm able to provide for my family. I don't care if society thinks I'm arrogant for that, because me and my family are going to be okay. And I'm going to list more items than the rest of society
I
that
like
thinks
that.
I'm a bad person for loving myself. So if you guys want to list more items, and people, like, I talk about this on my channel a lot, and people get really upset. People are like, we didn't come here for religion or motivation. We came here to learn the eBay algorithm. Like, well, first of all, you're gonna, but if you love yourself 20% more next month, you will make 500% more money. It's incredible how it works.
Preach it, brother
Love
Jake.
that.
Preach
There
it.
you go.
It's
Yeah.
good stuff, man. Like, I wish that we weren't demonized for talking highly of ourselves. And with women, I think it's even harder, you know?
Oh
It's just-
yeah.
Yeah, for
100%.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
Like my wife, ex D1 athlete, she has a 6-pack. She's shredded. She can run a mile in under 5 minutes. She hates her body, you know? It's tough. It's like, wow, people would kill to have what you have. But,
Wow.
Yeah.
you know?
We're actually, my wife and I were talking about that yesterday, about like bodybuilders and
Mhm.
how they like, where is it like to where you stop? Because it's like you already have enough muscle. Like, why do you keep going? And then it's like, it's body dysmorphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is.
You just
No, and
have to
it's
keep-
constant. It's seeking the reward and paying attention to the pain instead of the pleasure. So the second that you bench 10 pounds more, you're not excited that you lifted 10 pounds more. Your body is telling you, wow, it felt good to bench press 10 more pounds. Let's get 15 more pounds. And we're just going to keep making you feel negative until you get there. And then once you get there, we're going to tell you, you have to get more and more and more.
Yeah. It's funny that you say that too, because, you know, everyone knows on here that I have a pretty nice Pokemon collection, right? You know, graded and all that.
You don't say.
And I'll look for like a Pokemon card, and then once I have it, I'm like, like I'm already thinking of like the next one.
Exactly.
It's because you like the chase more than you like the getting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's because
chase.
you're focusing more on. I know it sounds really weird, but it's your body is subconsciously rewarding the prolactin more than the dopamine.
Mm-hmm.
It's because you want the next. Like, hey, we're gonna feel bad if we don't continue to get this pleasure. So let's do things that will make this body seek pleasure. We'll subconsciously make him feel bad until he has the next Charizard. It's amazing, because that's what kept us alive back when we were being hunted by saber-toothed tigers and sleeping with no AC and heat. But it's hard.
So how does one train themselves to just be happy with
What you have?
the Pokemon card that hey, I obtained this, I worked hard, I got the money, I found it, I bought it. Get that adrenaline rush from getting it, and then it's like why do I need to have the next one? How do you stop that?
So I listen a lot to Andrew Huberman. Not sure if you guys have ever heard of him, but he's like he has the top health and science podcast in the world, and he says that the way that you do that, what you just asked. So he dedicated 21 years of his life to writing a science paper.
Oh, I know this guy.
Yeah, and he and one of his college professors helped him. And then Andrew Huberman. And when they finally finished this paper, it took 21 years of research and revising and getting kicked down and all that stuff. They finally got it published, and it became like a really, really awesome, like #1 like read study of the year. And he looked at his professor and he's like, "Oh, are we gonna celebrate this?" And she's like, I think we'll skip this one. And he thought that she was joking, but she was serious. They didn't celebrate it. They didn't have a party or anything. And he said that because they didn't celebrate that action, the dopamine took more control over the prolactin. And instead of feeling the pain of needing more than that, serotonin went up, and he actually felt the enjoyment of accomplishing but not rewarding himself.
Okay.
And like same thing, like when you accomplish things, if you immediately like when millionaires make their first million, they think the whole, because getting to $100,000 is really tough. Getting to $1 million is super tough. But if you get to $100,000 in net worth, that is definitely worth celebrating, because the average human will never do that. But then once you celebrate it, your body says, "Oh, we will never be this happy unless we get to at least $200,000." So then you constantly seek the 200,000. But if you focus on, instead of making $100,000, you focus on, I want to be financially free and take my girl to Disneyland whenever I want to, or not feel stressed walking into a Costco with 6 kids, then you'll have more joy in your life, and you'll enjoy getting the Pokemon card the next time. But yeah, it's really hard, especially for collectors and stuff, because we've just trained our body to be like, I won't be happy unless I get double this and then double that.
That's why I have all this junk.
That's why it's hard for Ray, because he's at the Pokemon vending machine 8 hours a day.
Yeah, no, but
Dude, I can't wait
it's
for that
Lay's
thing to
chips,
stock.
tobacco, cigarettes. Like you don't enjoy the nicotine that's in your mouth. You're only thinking about the nicotine that's coming right in that next puff. It's
That's
wild.
crazy.
And then once that next puff comes, you're just thinking about the next one and the next one and the next one.
I do want to unbox something real quick, straight from China.
Here we go.
Oh.
Shadowless Charizard.
Yeah, right.
Straight from China. This is for the.
So
I think I know what this is, because
I know
I've
for
only
listeners.
ordered one thing from China.
Cigarettes are bad for your health.
Straight
They sure are.
for the reseller meetup. Let's hope these look good. So we'll see what happens here.
Dude, you're so tiny on the screen with 5 of us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let's do that.
yeah. Come on, Ray.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. There you go.
Oh, here we
Okay,
go.
here we go.
Ooh, guys. Gentlemen. Hold on. Oh, baby.
Oh, that's the pins. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, bust one of those out. Get some focus.
Put your hand behind it.
Hold on.
There you go.
Ooh, yeah. I like
Enamel.
that.
These turned out
Sweet.
great.
I like that.
Nice.
Wow.
Look at that.
I'm gonna pin that directly to my skin.
Turned out great.
Okay.
I think that's called.
I'm gonna do
I
it
think
for
that's
you.
called a tattoo.
Yeah.
Last
Oh,
year.
Last
yes.
year's.
Nice. Very nice.
So do people that were there last year get one of the
They'll
one
get
of those?
one,
And so
yes.
each year you'll get a pin?
Correct.
Except for you, Ken. Not you.
Of course.
Yeah, I can.
Well, you know what? I just recently
There's
found
only
that,
50.
you know,
I only made 50 of these, though.
okay.
So
So
my wife and I are thinking about going to this.
come on.
So
I got you a pen.
Yeah.
what is it? Do we and you said it's free, so that means we just drive out, we get our own hotels, and we hang out.
Be prepared to
Yep.
be disappointed.
Yeah. I'll send you the Facebook page, and it has like all the information on there. But
Cool.
I mean, of course, you can always text me or whatever, and I'll let you know.
Dude.
Dude, these turned out really good.
Ray, how
Those
long did it
look
take you
sweet.
from ordering them to getting them right now?
It took less than a month. Like
That's-
literally,
That's
like from
good.
China.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Wizard pins. I think I
Did you
was
get them off
talking
of
to you.
Alibaba?
No, wizardpins.com.
Oh, Wizard Pins. I've used Wizard
Yeah.
Pins before.
Wizardpins.com. They turned out
Those are sweet.
Yeah, those are
absolutely
dope. I like that.
amazing.
Yeah, I just. Oh, I'll wait till we're.
Look at that. Sorry.
There we go.
Look at that.
That is cool.
It's pretty dope.
Nice.
Love that.
So, yeah.
I just recently found out this style of hat that I wear, like
Cabbie hat?
to put pins on them is like a thing apparently.
Oh.
And so I'm gonna get me a special Nashville meetup hat that I can put my yearly pins
Like a
on.
little lapel.
You
yeah.
should get like
Showcase them.
Get like a stovepipe hat, so it's like long. And you get
Yeah.
It's funny though, like baseball caps, like there's a whole like sub community of people that collect baseball caps.
Yeah.
And now they make specially like pins for those baseball caps. And they're usually designed after, I don't know, like a Pokemon or something, or they'll make it to where like the pin will go like over the New Era logo or incorporate in the hat. Yeah. I got a pin board somewhere over there, but yeah.
when I add those pins to my, I'd flip that pin. One of one.
Do you have a pin, Joe?
Do I?
Remember?
Oh.
No, you sent it to me. It was like this is like one of the only ones I ever made.
Oh, yeah.
I still
Man.
have that.
Oh, yeah, because we made a few, and then the device thing broke, and we're like, done. There's
Oh.
5 of them or something, and yeah, you probably have. I don't even have one.
Oh,
So
you're talking like the campaign button sort of
yes,
Yeah,
pins?
yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just sold a JFK button the other day.
nice.
Nice.
$30.
Where'd you get that from?
I think I
Just
have
a,
a couple
in
of
a
them.
yard sale bin, probably for like 25
5
cents or so.
Yeah. How long did it take it to sell it?
It was pretty fast for a pin, like 4 months. Pins are usually pretty
Not
slow
bad.
buttons, but
Do you have a lot of pins or like?
no,
No.
mostly just remote
pins.
controls.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
Okay, I got to show you guys the marketplace thing that I have to
yeah,
buy.
show us, Joe.
Yeah.
Yes.
The way she listed the listing, and I just was scrolling and I saw it. So I'm not going to show you what it is first. Ray, make my screen big.
Yes, sir. Make me big.
Make me big. Trauma material.
Yes,
Trauma material.
Okay.
that's.
Oh.
Dude, that's an Etsy sale all day long.
And then here, look at this
all
one.
Day.
What?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's an
Love
Etsy
that.
sale.
What's the asking price?
$15, isn't it?
$15.
I'd buy that. I'd flip that actually.
They finally responded while I was doing this, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get that Tweety Bird costume. And it says,
Heck.
give your kids PST
PS.
PS-
or PTSD.
PTSD.
Yeah, I'm like,
How far is that from you?
it's probably a good 45 minutes, an hour.
I wouldn't drive that far for it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna be in the cities tomorrow morning and stuff, so maybe I might try and make it work.
Buy it and then you should put it on and then drive back in the Tweety costume.
Right? I mean,
Oh,
yeah.
of
Or
course.
just put the costume next to you so you can use the carpool lane.
Yeah. There you go.
Right.
I have to do that with the buddy of the elves during Christmas, or the snowman, or Santa Claus.
Fine.
Yeah, you should for $15, dude. That's I'd pick that up. I would.
Yeah.
Especially
What
if
would
you
you
don't
list
have
it for though on Etsy if you sold it? If you tried to sell it?
I mean, you could first. I would look at any custom, like any Tweety costumes on eBay, and then go from there.
Well.
See if you're custom. But
I'm still
Just-
kicking myself for not buying the Grimace costume when we
Did
were
you
at-
say they have the Grimace tumblers at McDonald's?
Wait,
Have you
what?
seen this, Jride? This will
Uh,
probably be a good pickup and a good flip down the road.
Joe needs the hamburger one. Joe, you need a hamburger.
The what? What'd you say, Grim?
The Hamburglar.
Yeah, Joe, have you ever dressed up as the
You need
Hamburglar?
that. He's got the prison outfit, stripes and stuff. That's for you, Brendan.
This is the only outfit I own. Besides that,
Yeah.
Oh, I saw
whoa.
Carrie American Arbitrage posted like a trading card of the Grimace this morning.
I saw
Oh.
that too.
Oh, really?
Maybe
What the-
Grimace is.
what don't they have trading cards of now?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Not of us, Brendan.
Not
Not yet. Not
Yeah,
yet. Not yet.
Not yet.
I would buy that, but not for $150.
150?
Hold on.
Well, you can buy it from Australia for $40 plus $26 in shipping.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
then customs and fees, you're probably looking at
Yeah.
like 120.
I'm not in love with it that much.
Someone actually bought it for $135. But they're supposed to be hitting McDonald's.
Why can't we have cool stuff like that here?
Right.
It's
Yeah,
supposed
no
to come out
kidding.
here.
I don't even like tumblers, but I like that one.
Right. It's coming. It's coming.
The Grimace tumbler.
Good little flip. Good little flip. But Jake, thank you so much for coming on. This has been.
Yeah.
We need to have you back. Part 2.
Yeah.
Guys, if you enjoy this episode, make sure you hit the like, hit the subscribe, put a comment down. I'll tell you what. Put a question for Jake down in the comments. So next time he's here, we'll bring him up and we'll answer him on the spot. So anything else for the people? Ken, Joe, Brendan.
Oh.
You guys been picking up spring stuff, or do you guys pick it up all year round? I just got these skates yesterday, these mission skates.
Nice.
Okay.
But I sell these things real fast, like all the time. And I got
Nice
these
little
$2.
brink.
They're like $70. So.
Okay.
Gormsky.
Say shout out to Kristen for allowing me to keep her seat warm while she is
Yes.
gone. I'm
Yeah,
no
thanks,
Kristen.
Kristen, for
but-
being gone. We had to see Ken. Yeah, thanks.
All right.
Thanks a lot.
She's probably almost back.
Right?
Yeah. Joe?
And
I'm just thanking Kristen for not being here because I had to see Ken. Right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks.
Shout out to the band Phil. Anything else for the people, Jake? Jakey boy.
No. I think we're good. Just seek peace instead of reward, I guess.
There you go.
Weird,
You
but-
know.
Yeah.
And look for his podcast coming out soon.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I'll
Tell
make
us
that
before we
last
get out of
week
here.
best.
Tell us a little bit about that, Jake.
So hopefully it all goes well. You know, if we don't mix well, then we're gonna have to take all this back. But tomorrow I am recording with Soda City Flips and Keith Vintage Sport Flips. We are bringing back the Reseller Island podcast. So
Nice.
hopefully the recording goes well tomorrow, and then this podcast that we're on right now is going to be delayed like a week and a half or so.
Yeah.
So you guys will hopefully have already seen the first episode, and if you haven't, go to
Yeah. We'll link it
Reseller
down
Island.
below.
Yep. And also,
Yeah.
please check out firstclasstreasures.com if you guys haven't, to buy and sell. So
There you go.
There you go.
There
Buy
you
it
go.
all.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching another episode of This Week in Reselling After Dark.
Hey,
My name is Ray.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Joe.
Bro,
I'm Ken.
that's Ken.
I'm Jake. I just want
Look at
fireworks
that.
so
Look at
bad.
that. There it is. There.
There it is. We'll leave on that note. See y'all, guys.